Mr. President, Excellencies, members and observers of the Human Rights Council, I bring you all greetings from Mauritius. I wish first of all to congratulate Ambassador Niba from the Kingdom of Morocco on his election as President of the Human Rights Council. I assure you of the support of my delegation in the discharge of your duties during this 18th cycle. I am currently in Abu Dhabi attending the 13th Ministerial Conference of the World Trade Organization. It is interesting to see how we, in particular small island developing states, can avail of digital technologies to make our voices heard in various fora at the same time. I wish to particularly express my appreciation to the United Nations Secretariat for maintaining the digital ecosystem despite budgetary constraints. I hope that such measures, which are inclusive, will be reinforced to ensure participation of all, especially from the Global South. Mr. President, last December, during the commemoration of the 75 years of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Mauritius committed to 1. Maintaining a robust social security system and to enhance the lives of vulnerable people. 2. Continuing to enact appropriate legislation for the best interests of our children. 3. Actively pursue efforts to combat gender-based violence in line with the Mauritius National Strategy and Action Plan 2020-2024. 4th, maintaining the right to free public education for all, from pre-primary through to tertiary. And 5th, to continuing to provide free and accessible public health care for all. The promotion and protection of human rights of our people remain at the core of our policies. Later this year, the Protection and Promotion of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Bill will be before our National Assembly. The bill would give effect to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities and other international instruments to which Mauritius is a party, and this with a view to eliminating discrimination against persons with disabilities. It will also establish a National Disability Authority which would look at matters relating to the rehabilitation, training and employment of persons with disabilities. The bill would further provide for fiscal incentives to be given to employers who employ persons with disabilities. Mr. President, the last time I addressed the Council was during the 45th Working Group of the Universal Periodic Review in January of this year for the review of Mauritius. We were encouraged by the appreciation of some 121 countries regarding the good human rights situation which prevails in my country. Our government remains committed to upholding the rule of law and promoting and protecting human rights. To that end, we will constructively engage in multi-stakeholder consultations and provide our comments on the recommendations. During my intervention last January, I mentioned about the flash floods which occurred in Mauritius earlier during that month due to Cyclone Belal. The effects of climate change emergency are real and happening. We can no longer deny the climate change emergency and its devastating effects. Mr. President, we are cognizant of the fact that climate change emergency, coupled with the lingering impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, food insecurity, increased poverty, geopolitical tensions, and pushback against human rights and development, including gender-based violence and continued gender inequality, transcend our borders. From this perspective, Mauritius favors the development of a multidimensional vulnerability index which accurately captures our inherent vulnerabilities. Mr. President, multilateralism today is more than ever being challenged. We therefore have a common responsibility to use this Council to discuss some of the most pertinent human rights challenges of our time and to find common ground to address them despite our limited resources. I would like to seize this opportunity to express appreciation to the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights and the Pretoria Regional Office for the support extended to Mauritius in the preparation of the National Mechanism for Reporting and Follow-up in Mauritius. We are currently working with the Pretoria office to digitalize national reports to the different human rights treaty bodies and the recommendations received thereon for a better follow-up. Least developing countries and small island developing states face capacity constraints that can hinder their active participation in all relevant fora where issues of concern to them are deliberated. Therefore, the voluntary trust fund supporting delegates from LDCS and SIDS is more important than ever. 10 years after its establishment, the trust fund has over 180 delegates from the 72 eligible countries. We can only reiterate our thanks and appreciation to the donors who continue to believe in the benefit of building capacity to advance human rights. We need to strengthen our collaboration for the upholding of universal human rights values. I wish all a very successful and fruitful 55th session of the Human Rights Council. Thank you.